I'm going to share with you my current top 3 hilarious moments with my kids of funny things that they've said that I never would have even pictured or seen the world that way. But because of their unique perspective, it brought me so much joy. And what I do to capture those moments to help me during the trickier times. Hey friend, the daily demands of life leave you exhausted and burnt out with no time for yourself. Are you feeling alone in your relationship and hopeless of life ever changing? Hey, I'm so glad you're here. I'm Christina, married 18 years to my neurodiverse husband and mom of 3 neurodiverse kids. Welcome to the Neurodiverse Family Life Podcast, where we are reclaiming self-care for moms while still being a loving wife and mother. Get ready to begin your self-care journey. Grab your latte planner as you listen in and take small steps towards a healthier you. We are going to have a fun time today as I share with you funny, hilarious moments with my kids. And before we jump in, I want to say a quick thank you to Caitlin. She left a podcast review and said, "This podcast is such a gift. Christina speaks with such honesty and compassion and wisdom. It truly feels like listening to a trusted friend who gets it. Her episodes are the perfect length for busy moms and always leaves me feeling seen, supported, and equipped with practical tools I can actually use. What I love most is her emotional authenticity and Christ-centered approach. You can tell she genuinely cares about her listeners. If you're navigating the challenges of a neurodiverse home and craving encouragement, this podcast is a must listen." Caitlin, thank you so much. I read all the reviews. I so appreciate it. So thank you for taking the time. And if you have a few moments when you're done listening, if you can take 30 seconds and just leave a really quick review on Apple, or if you're in Spotify, like leave a comment in the current episode you're listening to, that would be amazing. And we are going to talk about these funny moments that we have in our family. And before I dive in and sharing my top 3, a couple years ago, began thinking about how I wish I could capture the good moments better in my life. I wish I could find those moments that I just stop and I just bust out laughing because it is so funny in a good way. And I began creating a note where whenever my kids said something funny, I would just jot it down really quick. And over time, I've added more and more and more to this list. And the benefit for this is that I was looking at my life roles and my self-care or life care. And in episode 79, I talk about the planner I'm going to be launching, which focuses on both. So your self-care can happen and you can grow and thrive, but also taking care of all those tasks, but also the roles you want to do. And in that, part of it is family. And for me, being a mom with my kids is having good moments. There's so much redirection and training I have to do that I really have been trying to develop these fun moments with them. And also on my life care side, I have enjoy, which usually refers more to hobbies, but it's anything that you really enjoy. And I really enjoy these sweet moments with my kids. So I started this note. And I have found in really tough moments, I will read it over and I will begin laughing, and it will be exactly what I need to get me into the right perspective. So I'll get right to the point. Here are my current top 3 favorite things my kids have said. And this is because of their perspective. Being neurodiverse, autism, they see the world so differently. And when you begin treasuring how they see the world and really enjoying it, it changes some of the heaviness. Okay, number 1. This was a conversation I had with one of my kids, and it started like this. "Mom, where's the car manual?" Immediately, my mind is thinking, what? And I go, "Why?" And they responded, "So I know how to drive in case you go unconscious, because the youngest learns the most." I was flabbergasted completely, and I just bust out laughing when they said this. It's just a completely different mindset. And my kids do read the car manual, and it's a very beautiful way. Their minds are logical and they're trying to understand how things work. And very thought like, well, yeah, if mom passes out, who's going to drive the car? And I need to figure this out. And again, it just brought so much joy to me to see how their mind worked. Like I never would have thought that as a child. Okay, number two. This was just a random comment one of my kids said. And he says, Mom, I feel bad for rabid rats. And I'm thinking, rats that have rabies, you feel bad for them? And the response was, all they want are friends like them. And I doubled over and laughed because that is just such a unique way to see that. Obviously, rabies is an awful thing, but like their mind was like, well, they just want to have other people like them, so that's why they're biting them. Again, like just the worldview and perspective. I would not hear this from anyone else, and so again, I just treasure that. And number three, Mom, can you hit the road bumps driving fast? And again, my mind is like thinking through like what would be the reason that you would want me to be driving fast? Like, do you have to go to the bathroom? I mean, but that doesn't make sense because usually bumps are worse if someone has to go to the bathroom. And I go, why? And they say, I'm in a competition with pesky gravity. Pesky gravity. My child is thinking that gravity is such a pain because it's keeping me from getting higher off the ground when I'm sitting down or higher off the seat when I hit these bumps. And that is just, it's beautiful. And even now I can, because I wrote these down, and sometimes I'll even put down the date, I can recall where I was driving, and which child said it, and all of it. And it brings such joy. And Dr. Wilder talks about often how for us to have joy is eye-to-eye contact, which can be difficult in neurodiverse families because your spouse or your kids may not do that eye-to-eye contact. And it may not be, if they do, it may not actually be a positive conversation. So here, obviously, I'm driving, so there's not much contact. But recalling that and just their perspective in this moment brings me such joy. So I really encourage you, if you have those funny moments, maybe it's a note, maybe it's a card, it's a conversation, or you ask them like, why did you do this a certain way? And you, like, all of a sudden, you see the world completely differently because of what your child, or maybe it's even your spouse, what they did. And it makes you laugh because it wouldn't have never occurred to you. I mean, the car manual, that never would occur to me. And, my kids are reading it. Like rabies, like that whole thought there. I mean, again, rabies is awful, but their thought was like, well, they just want to have friends, Mom, like them. Anyway, what we would see as a bad thing, they're seeing a whole different perspective. And this can be rejuvenating and helpful. So I encourage you, whether you do it on paper, you do it on your phone, whatever, like just start keeping notes. And in another episode, I'm going to share funny things I said as a mom that I never thought I would say. I mean, these are things like after I say it, my next comment is, I never thought I would say that as a mom. I literally never thought I would. And they are great. So I hopefully this gives you a little bit of joy, especially right now as I'm recording this. This is during the busy July. And oftentimes if you're in the States, it's vacation time or it's traveling. And so hopefully this gives you a little bit of a smile. And I would love to hear from you, like in the comments, leave a review of what is your funny stories that you have with your kids. Hey, thank you for joining me today. I pray this episode gave you encouragement to take one small step. If so, please leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts to help other women find this show. By the way, if you're loving this conversation and want more encouragement like this, join my email list at bit.ly/myselfcare. That is bit.ly/myselfcare. I have a planner launching soon that will help you put all this into action in your own life. I look forward to chatting with you again next week for another episode.